Hello and welcome to the Aldorio's YouTube channel. Today I'll be reviewing the Demon MIPS full face helmet. This helmet is I mean it's been quite a rough patch past couple weeks because I've been falling left and right, and it's been saving me from a lot of nasty falls. Honestly, this is my first full face helmet. I mean, like, you don't have much complaints about it. I've literally fallen not face first, but like so left side. I've fallen like laying down on my left side, and that saved me. I think you can see a couple scratches here. You can definitely see a couple scratches here, and here, and here. And then up here you can also see that I've scuffed it up pretty bad, but yeah, I mean it's a great helmet. There's the visor, you can flip it up and down. It's a nice little snug fit. I still have the freaking large size here. The sticker says it's a large size. Honestly, for $129, it's not gonna get any better than this. It's on $129 in Amazon, and compared to other full face helmets like the Fox one, it was a ridiculous amount of money, and I was like, it's not for what I wanted. So I'm happy with my purchase here. This is definitely a good helmet. Let's see, the good thing about it is that it offers MIPS, which comes pretty standard in most helmets nowadays. But MIPS, for those of you that don't know, it's when the helmet has multi-directional impact protection system built into it, which means that whichever direction you fall in, it will kind of like, for example, when you fall, your head takes a rotational effect from the fall, so that would kind of be what the multi-directional impact protection system is there to make sure you don't take any heavy hits in your actual brain. There's a diagram up here. I think I threw it away, but there was a diagram that showed the qualities of it and the brain impact and all that stuff. You can clearly see here that the hard shell is in here. The hard shell's in here. This is the EPS foam. This is pretty. And then this is pretty important. Whenever you're sweating, the sweat doesn't really drip, and it doesn't make you feel hot. It goes into these wicks, into these pads, and these pads are what retain the moisture, and these are incredible at retaining the moisture. So whenever you're sweating, these will kind of get a little wet, and therefore you won't feel the sweat as much, which is why I was actually wearing a Trek Solstice helmet before. It's a $59 helmet. It's an open face helmet. It's not a full face. And definitely I would recommend this one over that one, because on the Solstice helmet I felt a lot hotter than on this one. I'm guessing it's because of the wick moisture system or something like that, but I definitely feel like this one it's a lot more ventilation going on. Okay, so I know most of you will be asking, why would you need MIPS protection system? And it's basically really important because falling at certain angles creates a rotational motion, and the science has shown that our brains are sensitive to rotational forces, and so minimizing those rotational forces will be basically our primary target with MIPS. If an angled impact occurs, these rotational forces, they transfer to your brain, which causes more severe injuries than if you wouldn't have those rotational forces, you know. And the MIPS system can potentially reduce the rotational motion and potentially reduce the risk of brain damage as well, which is really important. We wanna keep our brains healthy, you know. Personally, to go biking, I would definitely always recommend to use a helmet. I mean, you kind of need to use a helmet; it's required. Most state parks, they don't really allow you to do it without a helmet. I mean, some people do it anyway, but I mean, you know, they have signs everywhere that say they require a helmet on the trails. But basically, I have this story that I'm gonna tell you guys, that I had a friend that went biking with us a month ago or two, and so he fell, and he hit his head real hard, and he became unconscious for a couple minutes. I think it was like 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes or something like that. And basically, I mean, to this day, it's still the scariest biking experience I've had so far, because he passed out and he was unconscious, and we couldn't wake him up. We basically tried almost everything to wake him up. We poured water on him. We kind of tapped his face, tried to wake him up. Nothing. He was gone. And so a couple minutes passed. We called as soon as like two or 3 minutes passed. And as soon as we saw he wasn't getting better, we called 911, and so they asked a couple questions and all that. And briefly after that 911 call, like about a minute and a half after, then he started waking up. Since we kind of put his body weight a little more forward. Afterwards, like a couple minutes after, when he started opening his eyes up a bit, because before then he wasn't doing anything, he was just sleeping and snoring, so we were worried. So basically that happened, and I got scared at that moment in time, and I went ahead and bought a full face helmet, because what he had was he had a skateboarding helmet, and those are pretty good too. You know, those are good for impact. But I feel like a full face would have been better, because he hit his eyebrow, and I feel like he hit a nerve, and that nerve forced him to basically get knocked out. I mean, that's one of our theories. He did get checked out. He did get an MRI and all that to see if he had any brain damage. He didn't, by the way. So yeah, I mean, if he wasn't wearing a helmet, it would have been horrible. But thankfully he was. So I basically have fallen many times with this helmet. I would say a number. I would say about 13 times already, and only like 4 of them have been like pretty bad. Like moments where I had to like drop the bike and drop it to one side and then fall to another, and I've fallen right here on this side. Basically, all my falls are on the left side. You can barely see any scratches. I'm not sure you will be able to see it with the camera, but you could barely see any scratches. If they are, they're kind of superficial. Nothing interior. It's a great looking helmet. Great looking helmet. Visor works up and down. I mean, to be honest, if you go out riding with this one and like with a full black gear, it would look really sick. I don't have a full black gear, but that looks really sick. The helmet itself is really nice. All that stuff. And the inside of it, I think I can show you guys better like this. Very nice and spacious. Very nice. demon symbol here. I mean their brand name. And then this would be the model basically, the Podium. Then it says MIPS. That's the safety standard. So definitely a great helm. It's so hot here in Florida, so you need something that can provide enough, cooling for you to be satisfied while you ride and not pass out from a heat stroke. And that was the goal intended, and this has done a very good job at that, because from those moments we have ridden around on the trails, it's just been great. I mean, this helmet is treating me very nicely. So basically this concludes my review on the helmet. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe for more content and more reviews on other helmets and other outdoors activities. I'll be uploading more content on biking soon.